All right, this conversation, this topic about time, not enough time, too busy, too stressed out, overwhelmed. We can't seem to find the time. This conversation is so incredibly old, as old as the day is long. We all know that. We've all been there, and we're always fighting for time, our most precious commodity. So this week in Law Firm Admin Bootcamp, we had a great conversation. Team members coming, they're getting clarity on their job description. We're getting clarity on process. We're creating SOPs. We're starting to free up the attorneys so they can work within their genius zone. And I'm hearing over and over again, we can't do everything. We're fighting against time. And the common statement after that from team members, which I love, is that I'm not complaining. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. I love X, Y, and Z, my attorneys, Susie, Sally, Bob, Scott, John, what have you. And I love our clients. I love my work. I love the firm. So I'm willing to be a team player. But, and every time you say but, you wipe out everything before, all the filler words before. I get emails all the time. So and so is my number one player. They're my rock star. They're so great at sales and intake. They're so great with the clients. They're so great with the process. Everybody loves them. Them at 10% is better than most at 100. But at some point, you cannot scale and grow. So you get really, really clear, team members and attorneys alike, on what it is. What's the practice you want? This is a time of year to start doing this. Get really, really clear. Stop looking at so and so that you see at your quarterly retreats or on your Facebook groups or what have you, that they're making $5 million and they don't see clients and they're visionary and they get to it. That might not be your dream. Get really, really clear on what it is that you want. But your team members and team member, if you're listening to this, your willingness to do whatever it takes, your willingness to be a team player is hindering your growth. Unless you all are really, really clear that we just want the mom and pop show. And that's okay too, but get clear on it so you can stop complaining about it. Maybe you like answering the phones and doing intake and doing production and working 60 hours a week. Some of you are saying, I can't withstand this anymore. I can't work 60 hours a week anymore for whatever reason. You don't need a reason. It just isn't working anymore. And so you have to get clear, and it's decision time. It's decision and declaration time. Now, team members, don't freak out. You get to go back. You will always have a job with your attorney, especially if you're their key person. But you're going to have to decide, am I at front of the house or am I at back of the house? And yes, it is an either or, depending on the volume and depending on your goals and depending where you're going. You can't be both. And once you declare and decide that, and it's scary and it's overwhelming, it's scary for the attorney when they realize that you don't have your fingerprint on everything. It's scary for you because you're letting go of control. And I love that you all are mama and papa bears for defending of the client and the process and the attorney and the calendar and the cash flow and all that. But when you're fighting against time, if you're sitting in this position, and so often team members will be talking out of both sides of the mouth. I'm so stressed out. I can't take on anymore, but I'm not willing to let go of control of this. You have to decide. And I promise you, it's not all going to fall apart unless you are not doing your weekly stakeholders meeting. You are not doing your weekly marketing meeting. You are not doing your daily huddle that is led by your client service coordinator, not by the attorney, not by the paralegals, or if you're a professional law firm administrator, COO, or office manager, if you have that. But if you are holding that position and you're also doing sales and intake and you're also doing paralegal work, just be really clear, we are never going to be able to grow and scale. We are never going to be able to systematize, and it's always just going to be this kind of chaos, and we like it. And if you don't like it, then stop it. And it's time to declare and decide on who's doing what to reach goal in the home stretch of 2023 and absolutely before you go into 2024. But stop having the conversation about it and declare and decide right here, right now, today. And it's not a forever. We'll watch it, we'll monitor it, and we'll see what's working, what's not working. And if you choose to go in the paralegal position, you decide you don't like it, you miss the front of the house, you get to come back. And the good news is that we can very fairly quickly hire a paralegal, in-house, virtual, outsource, whatever it might be. Don't worry about the how. Don't worry about that, but you just have to get clear on your why and your what you are doing with your 80% of your time and living within your unique ability that impacts the clients, the conversion, and the cash flow. But if you are fighting against time right now, stop. Get in a conference room, get in a Zoom room, and get really, really clear on who's doing what to reach goal. But we cannot have this mentality anymore of doing willing to do whatever it takes and being a team player. You all are team players. You are all willing to do what it takes, or else you wouldn't be with your firm and you wouldn't be employed. So just let's stop having that as a precursor and a disclaimer in every conversation, because you're really just circling the drain of declaring and deciding who's doing what to reach goal. Let me know where I can help. No more suffering in silence. If you're struggling with this, get on my calendar, hit reply to this email and say help. I am here to help. There's no shortage of resources. So just swimming in these emotions and these feelings are not helpful, especially if you are not know exactly how you're going to get to a place of continued controlled growth.